Okay, here we go, guys. Oh, we're actually live right now?
We live.
We're live.
Oh,
Hey guys, welcome
okay.
back. Welcome back to the Interlude Podcast. I know we've been away for, I think the last video post was a month, 4 weeks. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I overbooked myself on that episode, so that's why it was in a car.
Very fun episode to make.
But it was cool. I had fun. It was cool to see the weather change through the video, so that was nice. Anyway, today, this is the other video. It's okay, Justin. Shh. Okay. It's okay. Today we have two special guests. We have Jessie Faith. It's
Hello.
Jessie Faith and Joseph's Films. Is it Joseph's Films or Joseph Films?
Joseph Films.
Like Joseph Films.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just like that.
Yeah. So we have Jessie. It's Jessie Faith and Joseph Films. That's their Instagram handle. Obviously, we have Chase over here as well. Jessie, Joseph. Hi. How are you guys?
What's up?
I'm doing wonderful.
You're doing wonderful.
Great.
That's
Doing great.
okay. A little too excited, Jessie. It's just a little. It's too early for this.
Turn it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm doing awesome, guys. I just can't wait for this podcast. Let's get this started.
Hey, we can mute you, okay?
Okay, sorry, sir. All right.
Let's start with Jessie. Jessie, why don't you introduce yourself and just kind of say who you are and what you do?
All right. Well, my name is Jessie, as we have said many times now. My name is
That's
Jessie.
it.
I direct videos a lot with Joseph. I own a clothing company, and I am a faithful follower of Christ.
Oh, nice. What's that clothing company called?
I am too.
My clothing company is called Have Faith by Jess.
Nice. Is that your merch you're wearing right now?
Yeah, it's a little sneak peek to what's to come
God dang.
next month.
Exclusive. Exclusivity.
For the podcast.
Exclusive sneak peek.
Yeah. All right, Joseph, what about you?
Hi, well, my name is Joseph, as you guys should know already. I run a production company called Joseph Films Productions, and me and Jesse have been doing videos for the past couple of months, and we decided to do a short film this time. So that is pretty much what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
Nice. So that leads us to the next question. For why you guys are here. For the audience, you guys can see the posters on the screen. It says BulletProof. If you follow our Instagram, you've been kind of seeing that we've been promoting that sporadically and just kind of here and there. Why don't you guys share what BulletProof is, and yeah, just go from there.
Yeah, well, BulletProof is the name of the short film that we have came up with, me and Joseph. Funny thing is, me and Joseph have been making videos together for about a year now, and we decided they were always like super short, most like 5 minutes? Yeah,
5 minutes.
Super short. Yeah. And we decided to, actually, I feel like they were less than that, like a minute.
No, three-ish minutes.
Yeah, super short, and we decided that we wanted to step it up. So we decided to
step it up with a whole 4 extra minutes.
Yeah, with a whole
five
extra minutes, whatever. And do a short film, but we had no idea what we wanted to do or what it was going to be called, what it was going to be about. And one day, randomly, Joseph gets a ad on his Instagram story for this Christian film festival. And it was basically the start of all of what we created. I took a look at the website, and basically the only requirements for this film festival was that it needs to be based off the scripture of Ephesians 6. And if you don't know what Ephesians 6 is about, it's about the armor of God. And that is what sparked this entire story. It did not come from me or Joseph. It came straight from God. This is a God-breathed film. We literally, one night I was sitting there thinking of all of the things that we could do. And this film flew out of me. I started writing as fast as I could. It was just coming out of me like there's no tomorrow. And yeah, we ended up on basically doing a film about the armor of God, but doing it in a way that people could relate to it, because that was the biggest thing for us that we wanted to do, was so that people could relate to it, they could learn from it, and that they could feel and empathize with what we were doing. So yeah, we decided to do a short film, and we're here with Interlude to partner together with them and to talk about the film. So,
Interlude.
Yes.
Super rad. Yeah, I've known you guys a long time. I think I've known Jessie the longest. So it's kind of cool to like see you guys kind of come into like this new stage in your life where you guys are actually doing things. Like I remember Jessie, you and Adam and Michael, Interlude podcast alumni, were like trying to do like a skit team, you know? So it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool to see like this transition to like a film. Me and Chase have seen the film already.
Mm-hmm.
It is like an extra 5 minutes from your like other stuff you're doing, but it's fine. It's whatever. Me and Chase have seen the film. From what I've seen of the film, I love it. I do wish it was longer because I love the story, but that's just like my only old man gripe is just like, yeah, it was longer. So
who knows? We might have a longer version of it. We're just not telling you guys.
Do you?
We don't know.
We'll see. If people like it, we might make another one. We'll see.
Dang, will it be 15 minutes long?
Maybe an hour.
All right. No comment on that.
If you could do an hour, that'd be dope. Anyway, how'd you feel about the film, Chase?
I enjoyed it for sure. I do agree. I kind of wish it was longer. I wish there was some more to watch because it was so interesting to see like each of the different journeys and the different parts of the story come together.
And the cool thing about this film too is like some of those people, the actors, are our friends as well. If you guys noticed in the poster, there's Michael's and again, Michael's an alumni with us.
Yeah.
Michael Scherner.
Michael was amazing in the film. We're like so grateful for Michael because he sat down with us maybe like 4 different times for meetings, just helping us and really talking it through, helping us understand even what the film was about. So he had much more of a role than just an actor in the film, which we really appreciated. So
yeah,
Michael.
He needs to be a teacher. I keep telling him that. Like, he's a great musician.
He's just started teaching music too. So it's pretty cool.
I honestly, I think he's gonna have a great music career, but I think God's gonna use him more in like a teaching capacity. Anyway,
I could do that.
Anyway, but yeah, no, definitely, it was cool to see the different journeys. Yeah, very well shot. You know, if anyone knows Joseph, you know he's no slouch with the shooting. I love kind of like how you were able to kind of direct people into like showing like real emotions, Jessie, for sure. Yeah. I saw that in the film. And music. I love the soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Chad. Chad Smith.
Chad Smith or Hypersmith.
Yes,
Hypersmith on Spotify.
Original. All the sounds, every sound you hear in it is from him. So that's like the coolest thing ever. And even like the coolest thing, like a wind sound. It's funny. There's this video that Joseph sent me of Chad, and he's just going into the mic trying to like get that sound. So I think it's so cool.
That's awesome. Shout out to Chad. We got to get him on the pod soon. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. So what is it about film? And we'll go Joseph and then Jessie. What is it about film that really helps with your creative expression? Like, why do you pick film? Why not? I know you're a photographer as well, and I think that kind of goes hand in hand, but why not art, like painting? Why not music? You know, because you're around a lot of musicians, you know. What is it about film?
So film has been a passion of mine since I was a little kid. I've been doing a lot of short films with my sisters. So it's been all around not my family, but around me all the time. I've been doing like a lot of film stuff with a lot of my sisters, my cousins and all that. So that's like my own way of expressing how I feel, my feelings, and also doing something that I love to do. And so through this film, we actually had a chance to, so they had options. Either you could do an art project, you could do a dance video, or you could do like a whole like art project too. But since I had friends who are also into the whole film industry and, you know, Jessie, We've been making a lot of short films and all that. I was like, why not just make a short film out of it? And so it's been a blessing to work with Jessie and the whole team to make this whole thing happen. I honestly don't think without this project, we've been filming it during the whole quarantine time too, which was crazy because like we started planning this in January, and then all of a sudden COVID hit in like March or something. So like just to like figure out scheduling wise, making sure all the actors are fine with us, filming their scenes during the whole COVID season was pretty tough. But I really feel like God gave us a chance to, make this film what it is now, the best it can be. So yeah, that's how I really feel about film. It's just like it's been a blessing from God to give me that talent to express my feelings through visuals.
Who's your favorite director or filmer, whatever?
As of right now, it's Sam Mendes, which is the director of 1917. If you guys have seen that movie.
No, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, and the director of photographer is Rob Deakins. Roger Deakins. Yeah, he's the director of photography. They shot this whole thing in like a one take and all that. So it's been like it's crazy. So you guys have to go watch it. It's an awesome film.
Favorite movie and favorite shot movie, if those two are different?
That's hard. Dang. I'm not really a big animation fan, so it's been all like action films.
Yeah.
So I would say like the whole Mission Impossible series, I love. So movie-wise, I love the whole Mission Impossible series. Director-wise, there's Michael Bay, Sam Mendes, Christopher Nolan. All those directors are like all my favorites too. So I can't pick one too hard.
Safe answer. Safe answer.
Yeah, I can't pick a favorite. I just can't.
For sure, that's dope. Yeah, Jessie, kind of same thing. What is it about film?
Yeah. Well, I've always had like some type of connection with visuals in some way. So I started out as a little kid with my grandpa writing these plays. That was something we loved to do together. And I was always the director. And so we would all sit around after the dinner was over and pass out the scripts. And if anyone laughed, I would yell, "Cut! We have to do it again. We have to do this whole thing again." And then we would just go through and do it like that. And I always, for some reason, like had it inside of me that I was going to be a director in some way, in some capacity of my life. And I did theater in high school, which I really loved. It was an awesome experience just to start seeing what it means to be an actor, working with other people, like directing and staging people and all kinds of stuff. And that's where I started doing film. So one week we went to this theater festival, and there was a film category. And I thought, I did not think that theater could ever pass over into film for some reason. And I saw the winner of the film and I said, I'm entering next year and I'm going to win. Well, I entered and I didn't win. I didn't even place. But the following year I won. And that was like the most incredible experience for me to win something based off the visuals that I was putting out. And the reason why I love specifically film so much is because people can relate to the characters so well. They can rewatch it. They can go back and hear what they're saying again. They can see the tears in their eyes. They can feel what they're feeling. Whereas maybe like a song, you can relate to it personally, but you can't see the person. And so that's why I love film so much, especially when we're able to put together something that means something, that you can feel what they're feeling. That is super important to me. And that was why we would go back so many times, and Joseph and I, like, we would go back and make sure that it was right and it was real. And we tried not to make things so artificial. One of our actors, we were doing a scene where she's crying in bed. And that was like, we did it so many times because I kept telling her, it's okay to look ugly. I need you to cry. Like, I need you to ugly cry. I need you to cry like it hurts in your gut. And we probably did that over like 20 different times.
It got pretty emotional. I almost started crying.
Oh yeah. And then we finally got it and it felt perfect. And it's just like, for some reason, I can see it all in my head. That's like something that God's gifted me with, I think. I'll be able to think of something and I can see the film happen in my mind. And so, just, I don't know if that answered your question or if I went on.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. It
I didn't
absolutely.
answer the question either. So you're good.
It's interesting. What is it about directing you love? Because that's not like I think everyone has like I think everyone has this moment where they're like, oh, I want to try to be an actor, you know, or like I want to try to be like someone like the main focus on whatever it is. So it's interesting to see that you kind of both of you guys kind of like enjoy the background pathways other than just the focus. Is there a reason for that?
I personally like love seeing things come to life from there's totally a fly if you can see that. But I like seeing things come to life. So for me, like I was just saying, like I can see the film in my head. The story was flowing out first, and then all of a sudden I'm looking down at my paper and I can see the film come to life. And Joseph can like...
That's my job, to make it come to life.
Yeah, like, I mean, we were sitting at Chick-fil-A for our first meeting, and I'm explaining to him, like, I can see this so clearly. This is what happens to, I think it was our football player that was the biggest, like, one for me that I could see.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can see this exactly come to life. This is what I want to happen. This is this. And Joseph is good at taking what I can, like, see and make it come to life, like, actually in the film. And some of the things that I was saying, I was like, I want it to be like the girl sitting on her bed scrolling through her phone, and I want to be able to see her feed go up. And Joseph was like, what? So he's able
it's possible, but
he's able to take something like that and actually make it come to life, where I'm able to see it and kind of help him maybe see my vision and what I'm seeing. I don't know how I'm able to do all of that, but for me, it just happens in my mind. I can see it come. I don't know, like
what influences you guys? You know, obviously, like God, you know, has a huge part in the influence of this film and in your guys' life. Outside of him, what else influences you guys to kind of film the way you film and direct the way you direct? So, for example, the reason why, like, I myself take like a background approach as much as I can to interlude is because I'm listening to a lot of podcasts where people are just that. They're general managers for tours. They're A&R for artists, which is basically artist development. They're promoters. They're ad agency workers. So I'm surrounded with like information on the background roles in terms of that. So what about you guys? Like, what influenced you guys, like, kind of growing up to like see your directing skills this way, or to see the way you film this way? You know, obviously, like, you guys went into it about your past, but like, what else contributed to that? You know, was there like a movie?
A big one for me.
Okay.
A big one for me would be, I would say, Elevation. The whole Elevation film team has been a big part of the whole project. Well, it has really inspired me on how to get like these certain shots, how to express feelings. All their films are like, you know, they're pretty good. They're like top-notch quality. And so like just watching a lot of Elevation films has really helped me with, well, specifically with this project, since it's all faith-based films. And so I do faith-based films, but then I'm not really good at it. And so like, I really feel like Elevation has really shown me, you know, the best way to do it and how they do it. And so I've been, you know, I was on Elevation's like Vimeo page watching the actual team, seeing how they shoot stuff, how they do things, how they do the whole directing thing. So yeah, I mean, I feel like Elevation has been a big part of this project specifically, that inspired me to, you know, influenced me to do this project too. Because I've been wanting to do something that's faith-based too as a short film, and so this really, it's awesome to be able to make something like this, even for a short film festival too. Yeah,
it's awesome.
Right on.
Yeah, I think one thing I'll add to this, because I kind of, for me, I enjoy both sides of sort of the creative process, whether it's the behind the scenes or being in it. I tend to enjoy both for their own reasons. And I think for me, like with Joseph, whatever, the behind the scenes stuff is cool because you're essentially taking, whether it's your own vision or someone else's vision, and making it happen. You know, to be able to have that sort of creative ability to like just be given a piece of paper essentially and be like, here's what you want to make into a vision, and then to actually take that and translate it and go, now it's on film or in a podcast or it's a song or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, you know, being part of that film, whether it's directing it or acting in it, you know, being able to take someone's written vision and perform it the way that they envision it is on that same flip side is kind of that cool sort of, you almost feel like it's a superpower because you're taking something that isn't real life and making it something that is real life that people can actually experience and enjoy and be able to witness what otherwise would not have been witnessable.
That's again, like that kind of remind me. So one of my first semesters of college, I took an intro to theater class because my sister's like big into theater, and Sweeney Todd is one of my favorite musicals of all time, and I was like, and American Idiot is one of my favorite musicals of all time. So I was just kind of like, maybe I get to read those. I didn't, but I got like exposed to like the world of theater and the history of it. And one of my projects, I had to write a rough draft of a script. And so I'm a writer by nature. I write poetry, I write songs, I do all that stuff. So I wrote it all out, and I wrote it like how I would want to perform it, because I kind of similar to Jessie, I did theater in like my elementary school had theater, which is like weird. I did it in elementary school. I did it for a minute in junior high, and then that was kind of about it. My sister is more of the actress in our family, my sister Natalie, and so I've been around it a lot. And I was just like, okay, how would I want to like read something? And so I wrote it out, and I could kind of like relate to Jessie in the fact of like writing out a script and then seeing someone appreciate what's written, because it helps them out, you know, like you assist the actor to do their job, which for some reason it's such a good feeling. Like I showed it to, we had a paid actress, I'm sorry, in our class, because she was just taking it because she missed a credit, and this was like an easy like 2 credits for her. So she was like a paid theater actress for the city, and she looked at it and she was like, I wish half the scripts were like this, because this is perfect for me, you know, because I had written out every detail, I written out every like sentence, kind of like, this is how I want you to say it. And so yeah, there is like this aspect of like, oh wow, like they can do their job, like they can't do their job without a script, you know. So I definitely can like relate to writing the script. But you're also like the actress too. You're in the film as well, right?
I am in the film, and that was we definitely.
Is that hard?
We went back and forth on if I was going to be in it or not. But I mean, my character specifically represents anxiety and depression. And while I've never actually experienced a depression, I've experienced a lot of anxiety in my life. And that was something that I think I was like, in the end, I decided, okay, I should portray this character because I wanted her to represent every other person, where maybe you might not seem like she's going to struggle with this, but behind closed doors, it's really hard for anyone to experience. And so that's ultimately why I think we went with choosing me. But yeah, it was something that I went back and forth with of if like I wanted to be in my own film, especially because maybe like I wouldn't do the character justice, someone else would. But yeah, I am in the film, and I'm happy with our decision. I think it was a good one.
Came out pretty good too. So
what?
It came out pretty good.
Yeah, I think the shots came out fairly well. I definitely am more hard on myself with my acting, since it's me. So a lot of the times I was like, nope, that was awful. We're doing it again. Just because I wanted it to be so good. I wanted it to be so real. But yeah, I think it was cool that like I've had experience in the past with theater and like acting and stuff. So I got to kind of like bring those qualities back. And because it's been a while since I've acted. So yeah, it was a fun experience to be able to kind of be like a part of both sides of our team. Like I was on the creative side and also on the acting side. So it's kind of cool, but
that's really rad. So kind of switching gears, kind of in the same realm though. Is this your guys' like profession? And if it is it hard with, is it hard to keep this your profession with where you live and the climate that we live in right now?
Joseph, you want to take this one?
That's a tough question. I'm going to think about that one. I mean, well, it's pretty tough. I mean, especially like what's going on right now in the world with the whole COVID situation and Black Lives Matter situation. It's pretty tough with what's going on, but I really feel like something like this, like the film that we made, is a faith-based video, and I really feel like with something like that could be uplifting and spiritually uplifting. I really feel like we need something like that right now, and so I feel like even releasing this film on YouTube or somewhere for people to watch and they could share it would be a really cool thing, where people might need that one boost. You know, the video could boost them up, their spirits up, especially with what's going on right now. So I really feel like it's tough out there, but I really feel like I hope this film will make someone at least give them a little spiritual boost.
And this is a good film. I hate Christian movies. Like I've on record for saying that.
They're like okay to me too. I mean, they're
they tug at like the most like
cliche.
Kind of basic. Yeah.
It's like the most basic feeling. Like, well, of course I'm gonna cry to this, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's like if you film my grandma dying, like, of course I'm gonna cry to it, you know?
Yeah.
At least you guys were like a little bit more introspective. And side note, I love Michael's monologue, like his narration.
Yeah.
I love it. That was like super intense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, same thing for you, Jessie. Is this like your career path? Is just direct, and then is it easy?
Right. No, it's not my career path. However, I've talked to Joseph many times about if, you know, this is something that I would want to pursue. But I haven't had much experience. Joseph has had so much more experience in the field of film. And so I think that holds me back sometimes from maybe deciding this is going to be a full-on career path for me. However, I never want to stop doing it. I would love to continue doing things like this with Joseph, or, you know, with a bigger team or anything like that in my life. So I never want it to end. Joseph and I already talked about like if we're gonna do another project and at what capacity it would be and all kinds of different things. So I never want it to end. I don't think it's my actual career path. I think that other gifts in my life deserve maybe a little bit more attention, at least at the moment. But to answer your question of if it's easy, is no, it is not easy. It's hard. It takes a lot of planning. Joseph and I also, we had maybe 15 meetings before we even picked up a camera. We wanted to really make sure that what we were doing was aligned with scripture. What we were doing was well planned out. Every single shot that we had decided that we wanted in was written down. So everything you see was not like we show up on set and just decide to film randomly one day. Every shot is planned out. Everything I wanted to make sure was what God wanted. So if I thought something was good the night before our shoot, I would pray and make sure that, you know, God is going to be present here, and that if He wants something to be seen, that it's going to be seen. Because this is ultimately God's film; it's not our film. So I wanted.
That's really good. I think that like that's interesting because that's not a lot of people think about like the time it takes to like get these projects on, and me and Chase, we know exactly what you guys are talking about. For Interlude, it's a lot of text messaging. It's a lot of phone calls. It's a lot of meetings.
A lot of back and forth, yeah.
And like, and in a way, like what we do for Interlude is structured sort of like a business. None of us get paid. I lose a lot of money, but it's fine because I like it. But like, it's like one of those things where like doing business with your friends, you know, is kind of difficult at times, you know, because, and it really shows like who's really like, and I think doing business with your friends is probably one of the best and worst decisions a person can make, because it at the end of the day, it shows you who cares about what, you know? And over time, I've learned that like my friends care about, we all care, everyone part of the Interlude team cares about each other first over everything else. And, you know, obviously God and each other first, you know? And so that kind of band-aids a lot of like, if we have disagreements, you know, and I'm sure you guys kind of experienced that through the filming process of like, hey, let's do this. I don't kind of want to do that, you know? I mean, I don't want to speak for you guys, but, you know, did you guys kind of experience those little moments of like butting heads?
I mean, there's a lot. Well, I worked with a lot of directors before, and especially with Jessie, she's a very specific person for each shot. Like the smallest things could affect her, like in the editing room. But that's something that I really like about directors. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's a good thing, because that really helps me. That's pretty much also critiquing my shots and how I get shots too. And so I really feel like if directors are more specific with the shots that they want to get and have a list of shots they want to get, that makes the director of photographer's job way easier to do their job and makes them dreams come true. Well, vision come true. And so with this film, we made a whole shot list and all that kind of stuff for the film, but then we also added some shots on set. And so I really feel like just the director being more specific about each shot really helps me as the videographer to just get the shot that they want. I mean, it could be the smallest detail. It could be sometimes annoying when they say that, but at the same time, it's like it's what they want, and it could even be like the best idea or best shot that we even got the whole time. So that's just one thing that I really like about working with Jessie, is that she's always specific and knows what she wants. And so
you're not like having to read her mind.
Yeah.
It's like, well, sometimes I do. It's like, oh, I know what she wants. I know exactly what she wants. And so like sometimes we just have these random times where we're like, oh yeah, yep, that was a good shot. Didn't think about it, but then like I just move like, let's say, an inch to the right. It's a better shot. So you know, those kind of things. Those small details make it a big thing too. So
yeah, Joseph and I are a good team in that we've never really butt heads about it. I don't think, like, we never really disagreed that, oh, a certain shot shouldn't be there, or
and plus Jessie's sometimes scary, so I don't want to go. I'm joking. She's not.
I'm just particular. That's the one thing that we've talked about it multiple times. I'm very specific with, for example, like a certain shot that I really needed in the film for me was this one shot of our character that's at the gym every single day, and we did a huge push in from the back. And I remember Joseph would start like, I don't know, maybe 5 feet away, and I was like, no, farther, no, farther, like we need to start all the way in the back. And it was just like situations like that I'm like very particular about. I want it to look at the best it can be. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure I have annoyed Joseph and like just.
I mean, even with just that shot, I mean, I wasn't even thinking about how it looked. I mean, it looked great how we went further away. I wasn't even thinking about it because there's so many things going on in my mind at that time where I just don't know those small details that can make like a film look better. And so that's why working with someone like Jessie, who knows what she wants, helps me as a director photographer to get the shot that, you know, to make it look better. Yeah. And so just like that example really tells how, I mean, if you guys watch it, you guys would probably see the shot when we actually do it. So I feel like if we were closer, it wouldn't look that great. But since we went wider and then also pushed in, it just made it look really good. So
yeah. And I was gonna say too, watching the film for me, one of the things I did notice about like, and you mentioned the fact that a lot of the shots are very particular and like well thought out and everything. One of the things I've definitely noticed throughout just any creative process, whether it's making a video, doing a live stream, whatever it is, right? Creating content, is the more specific you are, the easier it is for the people making the content to make the content and not have to think about all those details. Like for Jessie, if she has all the details laid out and says, here's what I want, you don't have to sit there and go, okay, where do I need to put this camera? What angle, what lens am I using? You just kind of know, here are the details, here's what I need, let's get it done. And it makes it that much easier to just blow through shots, but not in a way that's like, let's get it done quick and let's get it over with. It's let's get it done, do it right, one take it, and move on. And it makes the filming process so much easier.
Yeah, Joseph was so particular with his shot list too that like every shot he would put like it's a wide angle and it's tilted or slanted. I don't know how the terminology, but like, it's in the right corner facing this way, and it's a wide shot and it's a push in. Like he would be very specific about everything, and even like the props that we needed, like he would write that down. We would think about what our characters would wear and why it would be important when it came to color editing, why the first half of the film is more cold and why the second half is more warm. Like those details, they need details, they're very important, and you don't think about it when you're watching it. Maybe you don't think, oh, this shot has a colder tone because of this reason. You just think it flows. It just makes sense. And that's the beauty. Yeah, that's the beauty of a film, is that you shouldn't see any, like, you shouldn't notice it. That's the beauty of a film. I think it's cool. Even when you're in a theater performance, you should not notice the tech team. You shouldn't notice that maybe there was like, if there was a loud boom, you shouldn't notice that it's a second late. It should just be there. And so if a person can watch a film or watch a show and not notice any behind the scenes things, then that is a successful performance. And that's the same with a film. If you don't notice anything, then that means that we did our job on our end to make it seem as real and smooth as possible. So that was really important. And a huge thing that Joseph and I kept talking about was making it authentic and real. And that's why a lot of our characters, they represent someone that we're like every single day. I didn't want anyone to seem too over like dramatized. I wanted them to kind of be themselves. And what's cool is that each of our characters kind of represent their struggle in some capacity. We're not having someone like me struggle with someone like something like strength that's at the gym every single day. I don't care about that. That's not something that's on my mind constantly. But we did use someone that is at the gym a lot and does, that is something that's in the back of their mind. Maybe they don't struggle with it full right out, but it is in their general world constantly. So we made sure to use people that we thought would be right for those roles as real individuals.
And I was going to say, too, one of the things that I noticed when it comes to the film itself and just films in general is nothing truly good out of a film comes easy. Everything has to be thought out. Everything has to be kind of rehearsed and just really well detailed. Otherwise, you do kind of notice those little cracks, and like you hear all the time, like movie review channels on YouTube and stuff, when they're reviewing a movie, they point out like all the CGI mistakes and like the weird cuts in a film, or like the weird background person that was in the back doing something weird that got noticed. And it's like, if you don't think about all those things, like as a conscious movie viewer, you're not going to notice them. But as soon as someone points it out to you, you're like, wow, that's really noticeable. And it's like, as the maker of that film, you go back and see those reviews and you're like, yeah, we can't let that happen again.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if it was something like,
shadow. For us, like shadows were a huge thing. And I know with one of our scenes with Michael, there is a drum sound protector. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
So the thing
Drum
that's
shield,
around the drummer, it has a reflection, and you can sort of see me in one of the shots. I don't think we did not include it, but you can see me in the shot, and we were like, well, we're not using it, not even a little bit, because we didn't want that kind of mistake in our film.
Yeah.
And Joseph can talk a little bit more about reasons
Continuity.
why, and reasons why you didn't want to shoot on this side and then on this side. I forgot what it was called.
There's a lot of things that we had to keep in mind during the film, because you could, free roam around the place and get a lot of random shots that you want, but there's a 180-degree rule that a lot of films have to follow. It's something with film composition. And so if we're shooting this way, let's say Michael. So if you see Michael's scene, you can see Michael looking through the mirror in the bathroom. And I was planning on shooting, if you're looking at straight onto the mirror, and I was shooting on the left side of Michael, and all of a sudden the angle changed to the right side of Michael, which breaks the 180-degree rule of film. And so that just, with that different angle, that just confused the audience, and that kind of breaks the whole rule. And so what we had to do, if you guys actually, still sneak peek, but the actual film, we actually had to reverse that shot in post to make it look like it's on the same side. Because we weren't thinking about that on set, which is my mistake. I was just, there's a lot of things going on in my head. And so we didn't do that. So thankfully, editing lets us do that, where we could flip the shot and make it look like it was on the same angle. So there's a rule where you can't go over the 180-degree rule, which is just half of a circle. So if you're shooting this way, you can't go past right here. So this is your line. You can only stay in this area of that half of the circle. And
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just something with continuity too. If you don't have that, it just looks kind of off. And so that's something that we I actually didn't even notice that till like the second time we had a rough edit done. I noticed that just kind of looks off, and so I had to flip that shot, and it looks better that way too. And you can't even notice it's flipped. So
that's really rad. Interesting. I didn't know like that was a thing.
There's like the small details, like even just that where your camera is at all times, it just makes it look a little bit better. Film composition, especially.
That's cool. So to wrap up, we'll do a few quick fire questions. So just try to keep this short response and try to respond quickly. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, cool.
So, favorite verse in the Bible?
2 Corinthians 12, 9 through 10.
All right.
John 3:16.
Cheat. Be safe. Okay. Favorite beverage?
Coffee.
Sprite.
Did you say Diet Sprite?
No, it's Sprite.
Okay.
Just Sprite.
Coffee all the way.
Coffee. Nice. Okay.
Red Bull all the way.
Favorite food?
Right.
Favorite place you want to travel?
New York.
Thailand.
Interesting. What do you want people to take from the movie? This is a short response, remember?
Inspired.
Uplifted.
I want them to see that these people are just like all of us, but that we can come and we can find a piece of the armor of God and get through anything.
Too slow. Okay.
Yeah, that was too long.
Oh my gosh, guys.
That was too nice.
That was good then.
Yeah. Favorite moment from interlude? Ooh, I got you.
Favorite moment of interlude.
This is our podcast.
The worship part of interlude nights are the best. I love it.
Freaking Michael.
What I love about interlude is that everyone welcomes everybody and everyone talks to everybody. There's no cliques. You feel relaxed and at home.
Yeah. And the worship. Yeah.
Thanks. Aw, guys.
It's me and the feelers right there.
You're welcome.
Chase, stop crying. So yeah, thank you guys for coming on here. Thank you for partnering with us, and
thank you for letting us come on to it.
Yeah. And I don't think we announced it, but we'll do a quick announcement. We are partnering with BulletProof with Joseph and Jessie, to premiere this film for you guys. So keep on the lookout. Keep on the lookout at their social medias. Keep on the lookout at mine. Chase is never on social media. I don't even know why he has one. He's never on it.
I lurk around sometimes.
I have like memes sent to him that he hasn't even seen.
Oh, I've seen them. Don't worry.
Okay, for sure.
He's secretly knows.
And keep up to date on Interlude Night for updates. We might have a poll coming up, just kind of to see how everyone feels. But yeah, we're going to be premiering it for you guys, and we're super stoked to work with you guys. And we may or may not have 2 great performances. I don't want to say a yes, but I almost have a yes.
That's a little sneak peek.
Yeah. But yeah, sneak peek. All right, guys. So thank you guys for being on. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you guys. Remember to like this video, subscribe to it, follow their channels, follow their Instagram, and Joseph's. I thought that was his Instagram. That's his YouTube channel.
Yeah, but my Instagram is directed by Joseph.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys later. All right. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye.